Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to my kitchen, and I am LouAnn, and this is LouAnn's kitchen. What am I making for you today? As usual, for this week, I am making out of the Rival Cookbook. I don't remember right offhand what year it was published, but I am making the two-bean corn chili, and I'm kind of doing a little bit different on a couple things. So let me turn you around and let me show you how to make it. The beans that it calls for is kidney beans and black-eyed peas. I am going to use 1 jar of freshly canned black-eyed peas. And I'm also, instead of the kidney beans, hubby don't like kidney beans, so I'm adding a jar of my home canned black beans, which is black bean soup that I canned. And then I need to add half a cup of tomato paste. I'm just going to use a whole can. And I am going to be adding a can of these chopped green chilies. A can of corn. And I may drain this some. So let me get these cans open and dump them in there. Like I said, I'm going to add a can of corn. There went my spoon. A can of these chilies. A can of tomato paste, which I will be adding that in a minute. And of course we need our spices. There is turmeric, which is a substitute for mustard, dry mustard, which I don't have. Cumin seed, chili powder, and I'm using Mexican oregano. It called for some diced tomatoes. I'm going to put a jar of my homemade tomatoes and onions in there. And it also called for some water. And I'm going to add turkey broth to it, just to add more flavor. And I'm also going to be adding, cutting up a few of these peppers. They're supposed to be sweet green peppers, but maybe. I'm going to cut a couple of them in there. And I'm going to add a little bit of sausage, because hubby likes a little meat in his chili. So that is what I'm going to do right now. I might add, it's really chilly outside today. We will probably have our first fire. That is how we heat it here on our little small farm, in our kitchen or whatever. I'd love to have a wood cook stove, but I don't have one. But that is what it is. So wood heat is our wood source, our heat source. So probably tonight we will have our first frost, and we would have our first gearing up the stove for the season. Besides the sausage and the cut up peppers, I did add a little bit of onions. Now we need to just mix this all together, and I need to get this all mixed together. And since it is, well, it's actually afternoon, I just came home from church and threw this together in the crock pot. And yes, you can tell there is turkey meat in there. Done making the turkey broth. I need to put this on high so it'd be ready for us to eat later on. And again, this recipe is called the two-bean chili, two-bean corn chili recipe. And this is part of Blackberry Rock's Chili Fest. And I will be bringing to you one more recipe, which will be next week, for Chili Fest. So, and be sure to comment and on every chili recipe that is in Blackberry Rock's playlist, because to my understanding there will be a prize, seeds, and who doesn't love seeds? So I'm going to let this cook, put the lid on. It's already plugged up, it's already turned on high, so this will be our supper tonight. I forgot to add, you need to cook this on high for 4 to 5 hours, but if you started in the morning, which I didn't do, it would be cooking from about 6 to 8 hours and it will be done. So that is what is for supper tonight, is chili.